Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
You know that today could go either way. It could go great, or I could shoot myself in the foot.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide which I prefer.
No, I think it's better if we're not in a
Great's
big
better.
horrible.
Great's
We're not
better.
in a terrible argument where I don't think, is this better when we go, God, no, here's what you do. Here's me. Fuck you, fuck them, fuck everybody. And then here's you. No, that's not what I'm saying. No, stupid. All right, that's about all I can do.
Right.
Hey, did you know that we are I didn't realize what an area that we live in, and you never even told me this because you're not aware of it. We are in Vanderpump Rulesville.
Are we?
We are rubbing if you wanted to, you could rub elbows with Jax.
The shit finally rolled downhill enough for you to notice?
Did you know that?
I didn't, but I know there's rich people in the hills.
Jax. We could find Jax or James or any of the regulars on Vanderpump Rules if I wanted to. And I told Susan I'm going to do this, and she said, "You are an idiot. Don't walk up to anybody."
Well, enough said. I give my power of attorney to Susan on this one.
But I didn't realize they all live around. So now they're over at Ty Show all the time. That's one of our haunts.
It is that kind of place. That's why I go really early before
to Ty Show.
Yes, before those people show up. I go.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
Is that where you went?
It's not. I mean, it's where I've gone. It's not where I just went. No.
Okay, but so you really enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, that's
it's just
good.
loud, and it gets rich kid trashy later at night.
Well, this had a great scene from Vanderpump Rules in Ty Show. Oh! It's unbelievable. So I just want to say it's very exciting. It's very exciting to be part of it. To be in that.
You're not part of it at all. You're not even.
Within a week, I could insert
myself. You're barely adjacent.
I could insert myself into their lifestyle. I could be grandpa comedy.
You could be, Dr. What's it called? Oh, restraining order.
Every time I think about seriously, like if you seriously said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to have a reality show. I can't even eat around people. You know what I mean? I don't want other people to see me eat.
Right. You're willing to tell them every single detail of your life, but you don't want to show up.
I don't want them to see, did you see the new Vanderpump Rules? Andy
spits when he eats.
He spits when he eats. Well, we all knew that. We didn't know how much. You can't look. All I'm saying is, I have a little bit of a career. I have a little bit of a career of my own. You couldn't argue. Oh, that's all you could do was try and get on one of these reality shows. So I don't need it. And then I know, I'm not even joking, I'm saying this for real, but I'm just imagining OCD like how horrible it would be when you made the decision to go on. And why would you make it? Because you thought it'd be funny, or you wanted to make yourself more visible, or whatever. I can't think of anybody. First of all, they wouldn't hire me. But I'm just thinking about the first time.
Focus.
The first time America sees me eat. It's over.
Right.
It's over.
You become the villain.
Well, forget about eating. There's always something embarrassing that these people end up doing, they tell anecdotes that I cannot get out of my head on these shows, right? And they're amplifying the most embarrassing moments of their lives.
Yes.
And I don't think that'd be good for me.
That's the best TV.
Now, I was trying to think about this, Josh, and I thought maybe you could help me with this. And I felt like I'm speedy. Maybe I shouldn't have taken all the Adderall at once. I'm not just saying for today. I took enough for the week.
I do have a question before we move on. And I know this is like a blind spot for me, but how did we get the Vanderpumps?
Okay, the Vanderpump Rules is
what the show is.
Housewife. It's a housewife spinoff show.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's on the same channel with Bravo, and it's like if you like the house,
which fame funnel it came down.
It's Lisa Vanderpump. You know her, right?
I just know that she's on the she must be a housewife of Beverly Hills.
Right, she's an housewife. She's 4 years younger than me, but she came from England, and she's rich, and we don't know what she does really. I don't know why she had to say that she's 4 years younger than me.
Because that's how you view the world. Yeah, you're like Greenwich Mean Time for everything. Andy minus 12.
And there's been many ways that these things started. There was The Hills many years ago. The Hills. I never watched The Hills, but The Hills are a progenitor to some of these shows. And The OC, wasn't there a show called The OC?
That was a drama, The OC.
Right, but that was kind of and then that kind of I don't know how it went from there to The Real Housewives, but something like that.
Okay.
And so here's my theory. Now, I talk to this about Susan all the time, and I talk to you about this all the time. Here's my thing.
Okay.
Previously to watching this, my opinion was this is garbage TV. They're saying all the worst things that you could say. I used to have a bit about it. The Real Housewives of Various, where, to learn more about the Real Housewives, where do I go to learn less? But that's not true. I want to learn more now.
You do.
I do want to learn
even
more.
I wanted to learn more. Like, who are these people?
Now I'm going to explain to you. Now Susan says it's just disposable. We're just watching disposable TV.
Yeah,
that's what she says. Yeah. Just disposable. It's just, and I say that I don't agree with that.
As opposed to precious TV. What?
Yes. No. What I'm not saying is, here's what I'm saying, and I'm making this argument semi-seriously.
Yeah.
The reason why it's compelling TV is because of all of the factors that are going on. It's people in front of a camera trying to present a view of themselves that they want America to see.
Sure.
And that can be entertaining sometimes.
No, I totally get it. I mean, it's still, no matter what, it's still human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not, even if it's stilted for consumption or for the camera or certainly by editing, you're still watching human behavior. You're still watching, even if it's not what they're portraying, you're still watching this person on a reality show.
Right, but I never got the point before. I used to be like, here's the thing. The main problem with me is, and I realized this last night, there is no opinion that you need to have. My opinion doesn't have to be, I watch it and I'm good because I see it from various sides.
Exactly.
And I think my whole life has been tortured by, where am I on the Real Housewives? Am I going to defend them? Okay, right. So that's a pretty good revelation.
It absolutely is. I mean, I think it's. I've been, I've been that counterpoint forever, which is, I don't care enough to care.
Right. Well, also during the pandemic, these things helped us vicariously live.
Social media makes you feel like you have to have a take on every single thing too.
Well, yeah, that part, the part where they, but it's great because it's like anything. Like, you get to see human behavior, and then you get to, there is like, I'm not going to say this is a good show, and Bravo is very understanding, and they know about, no. It's only a good show because Bravo is kind of an evil outfit who has their own agenda and wants all these people to be embarrassed.
Absolutely. But if you lap up the exploitation factor and all of as one, but I mean, it's one big ball, it's like one ice cream cone that you're licking at, and it's just like, it doesn't matter because the motivation becomes irrelevant when you're just like, I'm just seeing how people behave in this particular situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching Welcome to Wrexham, which is just sort of a slightly elevated version of. Well,
let me elevate
TV,
myself. What is it?
It's basically like real world Ted Lasso.
I think I know about this.
Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought this team in Wrexham, Wales, this low tier soccer team, football we call it over there. And the whole series is about sort of them having to win over this town and having to elevate their team, and because it's like, do you know how like European soccer leagues work, where you get promoted to the next league or demoted or whatever? So this town and this old tradition, storied little town soccer team was out of the leagues, basically. It was in this down to semi-pro. So, and they had been for like 15 years. So there's a very, it's all sports Rocky frame wise. It's great.
That's great.
It's got all those Rocky like underdog stakes to it. So, And as the series has gone on, it's in its third season now. It's like, the population of the town absolutely becomes characters in the story, and that in each.
I gotta watch.
It's really
it.
fun.
I have no pen with me. I should listen to the podcast.
Yeah, good.
But I don't think you think Susan will like it too.
I don't know. I'm not.
Welcome to Wrexham.
I know better than to recommend things to you, as I just say whether I like them or not.
Welcome to Wrexham.
Wrexham.
My spell check is very British smart.
It's spell checked it to Wrexham. Damn near killed him.
Was that a good fake laugh?
No.
And I happen to like Ryan Reynolds. I think he's very funny.
I do too.
And I even want to use his phone company sometimes. I go, hey, I think he's in there for the right reason. But the fact that he may be in it for the right reasons doesn't mean I should switch to his phone company.
Probably not. But I admire him for building up a giant business empire outside of show business.
It's pretty good. Yeah. But
I also just heard a story from my friend Ricky, who was in a movie with him when they were kids.
I know Ricky Maybe, right?
You just know him from me saying it.
Oh, okay.
But he apparently lived at Ricky's house when they were kids, when they were doing a movie together, and so.
Who, Gosling?
No, Reynolds. No,
I
we're not talking
mix
about
them up
that.
all the time. I mix them up all the time. Yeah.
So I have, Canadian approval of another Canadian is good.
Cool. Boy, that went nowhere.
Well, I blame you. I blame you entirely. You don't even know what we're fucking talking about mid-story.
How can you have a conversation with anybody when the other person's done? You went, well, that was a dud. Well, that went nowhere. What did you think?
I do
that
it to
was
you all
gonna
the
do?
time, but that's not the point.
Well, the thing is that
The difference is I give yours a chance.
that's true. That is true. Good point. I
Fuck
feel
you.
what? I have things to talk to you about.
Oh, good.
But unless you have something.
No, please.
Okay.
Mine don't work.
All of a sudden, I'm reading X last week, which is a horrible website. We don't know what you call it for. Nazi website of some type.
Just call it
And
Twitter.
it's not, what's that?
Just call it Twitter.
Call it Twitter. Jim Rome is signed a deal. Jim Rome is back, baby. Taking takes. Hey, snod rags, whatever you call them. What did you used to call the newspaper? Fish wrap. Reading the fish wrap. This guy was the worst, maybe the worst person I've ever heard in my life on any subject, Jim Rome. And of course, I worked with him. And I worked with him when I had a character called the Geek, which I didn't come up with, but it was with me all dressed up like a Max Hendren thing. So he's been making fun of me for years. Because like he thinks what is he talking about? This guy's the worst, most egomaniacal. And the thing is, the greatest moments of my life is when Jim Everett, not the greatest moment, when Jim Everett, he said, if you call me Chrissy Everett one more time, I'm gonna knock you out or something like that. But, okay, Chrissy Everett. And Jim Everett stands up and knocks him over the chair.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Jim Rome was unharmed. Hence the greatest story in the history of show business. Just to see him humiliated.
There's there was like a margin for harm there that would have kept it a great story.
Well, if he had a concussion, that wouldn't have been
Concussion
good.
I would have been okay with. Like true brain damage, that would have sucked. But.
That would have been bad. Maybe if they had to put him into a coma for about 20 years until his career passed.
Yeah, hilarious.
But he is so here's what I'm saying. Elon Musk inks deal with this. I think he had a deal with Don Lemon went over there, and who else was there?
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson. This is like AM radio. This is AM radio now is on a website. And you're going to tell me that's
a lot. You're saying that on your podcast, by the way.
Well, I don't pretend. I don't pretend to be. But, I heard him the other day. I was listening to some stuff, and he's like, don't put down the AM radio stations. They're the people who really believed in me. You don't believe in anyone, Jim Rome. You're an angry, horrible person. Don't tell me you visited the AM stations when you used to play
Is this
there.
your new hook? The guy who cares about Jim Rome?
Well, unfortunately, I listened to so much of it. Okay, Poway. Poway, go. And he go, everybody today, you better have a great take. That's his whole thing.
Why would you continuously listen to this fuckface?
Oh, because I was also listening to ABC Talk Radio.
Yeah.
I was listening to everything in the 80s.
Did your radio not have a thing?
What's that?
Did your radio not have a thing?
I didn't understand things. I thought this was contemporary, what's going on in L.A., and I got fooled because they had a British guy. I'm Michael Jackson, KBC. It didn't immediately go into a right-wing thing until Rush Limbaugh took over.
You know what you needed? A tape deck.
That's true. Well, do you know that even in my car right now, I have a CD player, the 2003 Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
CD player.
Yeah.
I still can't get a Bluetooth thing. What did they not have them in 2003?
In 2003, no, they did not.
Damn it. I used to plug a thing from my CD player, a cord, to my iPod or something. I don't know how I did it. And then you would hear, no, cassette. It has a cassette. It's CD and cassette, Josh.
Nice.
Why would I have
No wonder you haven't sold the thing.
I don't think I am going to sell it.
It's a collector's item after 21 years.
A lot of people are doing this now.
It's a classic.
Well, no, people are saying drive their car into the ground if they can.
Yeah, I pretty much am driving a car into the ground right now.
Yeah,
not to your extent, but
I don't even get regular stations on it. I only get old stations from the 50s.
That's great, actually.
That's not how I thought that was going to go.
It hurts when you go to 2003. I get stations from the 50s.
It's just a bad bit. Everything's bad about it. Okay, here's a bit. Here's a bit I'm working on.
All right.
Not a bit. It's not even a bit because now I'm going to say it's a bit.
No, it hurt you again. You're setting yourself up for problems each time.
Okay, so yeah, I should have just launched into this.
How about less preamble?
I think you're
more
so right.
amble.
But here's what look. We have to be able to separate the art from the artist sometimes, right?
Sure.
We have to separate John Wayne, who was a terrible actor, lumbering and a huge man, who lumbering around, who didn't go to Vietnam when he could. No, didn't go to. Was World War II, I think. Yeah. Could have fought in World War II, decided not to fight in World War II, and took it out on us.
He didn't. He was injured. He was an injured guy.
So you have to separate that artist from the regular John Wayne, who was just a racist, misogynist, a terrible human being, and who hated hippies. So the joke is, I'm separating them two. One's worse than the other.
I know, but I think the joke could be one line. It certainly doesn't need to be John Wayne because nobody gives a shit. But the joke is, you have to separate the terrible person from the terrible actor.
Right. You know. Just use somebody new.
Yeah.
Like Bill Maher.
Sure. The terrible person from the terrible comedian.
The thing is, I'm old enough to remember. I hate when people say that. I'm old enough to remember when I came to L.A. in 1978, they had a Eat at Joe's in Redondo Beach. I loved it because it was like a New York style. It's like I thought all the food in LA was terrible. You could not get home fries in 1978. You know what I mean? That's my claim.
That was your benchmark for good food?
Well, I used to work at Denny's. I hated those reconstituted potatoes. I think they taste awful.
Uh-huh.
So there was a place called Eat at Joe's in Redondo Beach. So it was like a New York style.
Uh-huh.
Except the guy loved John Wayne. And so I had to hear about John Wayne. So I grew up in a time period where there was like right-wing people thought that he was fantastic.
Oh,
that's no excuse.
I know, I get it. I mean, there was your John Wayne people and there was your Hanoi Jane people.
She didn't call herself Hanoi Jane.
She did not.
In her defense.
I was kidding.
But
again, 50 plus years ago that was.
That was 50 plus years ago. Well, you don't understand. There's a lot of people. I told you there's a lot. Like I have jokes now that nobody will get where I go, Roy Rogers was triggered by his horse.
Uh-huh.
Nobody under 80 knows who Roy Rogers is. Nobody over 80 knows what triggering means. And that is my goal, to have to get to that audience, to get to the perfect zone.
Yeah. Total alienation.
No, I think isn't there like I'm a niche guy like Andy Borowitz. I want to be just a guy like Andy Borowitz. He's not really funny, but people find him charming.
Right, there's a niche for that.
Oh boy! Well, I'm slowing down now. How far in? Is there anything else that I had written down? Oh, this weekend I took out the TIAC. Is it TIAC? Yeah. The Porter Studio.
Yeah, sure.
First of all, it's not huge. It's like a beautiful size.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Okay. Then I was able to finally record a track of my. I think it's like, here's the thing. Anybody who has the patience to go through this step by step can learn this, because basically the idea is you have a little readout and everything is going to be digital. So everything you're going to do overdubs everything is going to be within this scope of these things. So
thank you for explaining it to me.
Okay. I realized not for that. I ended up going with voice memo. I told, this was for the Letterman thing, not the Letterman thing, for Frank Smiley's thing about, he wanted me to do the wrap up of his show.
Yeah.
Right. So, I realized, no, I'm not going to record it on here. A million takes, then compress it or whatever the hell. So I got lost I just stopped and went to the voice memo. Obviously it worked a lot better, but it made me feel like this is something I can do.
Good.
You know?
Yeah, no, it's good to get past that surface tension of taking it out of the box.
Well, here's what the confusing thing to me was. This was like, of course you don't put reverb in originally, right? In other words, like in the old days, you'd play with reverb on your guitar and it would be caught like if you're with an amp.
Right.
But if you're with a voice now, you want to be able to add those, according to this thing, add it after you put the master track down.
Right.
So I kept thinking, I was not understanding that. I kept going, I have to re-sing the, I couldn't even get the idea that, no. When they say play the master track, they mean play the existing one of 8 tracks that you have to play.
All right.
Now, my question just to you is, without boring the world, is do you do that stuff with that? You put compression on it, or do you do that?
I don't know. My mixing skills aren't really there. So I mix it to a pretty perfunctory level and I just output it to another device, basically.
Yeah. It's SD cards and you can do it it's just great. So so now it got to me going, I really wanted to thank you again. Seriously, thank you again, because it's not only a great gift, it's something that reminds me of when I had the other one, but that sounded so terrible.
That's what I like about it, is that so once you know how to deal with just the digital setting up the file, it's exactly an 8-track. You know, it's exactly a cassette TIAC recorder, but way fucking better. Also, the external mics are quite good.
The condenser mics?
Yeah.
Okay, so
you can lay down a guitar track with those,
and they sound good. So there's no reason to have to hold my SM58.
Well, you can go direct into the thing with a guitar as well, but
yes, which I'm going to do. So here's the thing that got me back. It got me to this. All right. What a wonderful thing that Josh got this thing for me. Okay, now let's go back to what I don't do, the following through. So now I just was like, okay, you have to take in both the guitars. So are you going to do that or you're not going to do that? Both of the guitars need to be worked on. I haven't played electric guitar in years. It's all the pickups coming out. And so I told Susan, but maybe I'll just get the electric fixed up. I have a Fender Strat. Maybe I'll just get that worked on. Because I love the idea that it's silent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That part's really good.
Sure.
Do you know my whole life I've wanted to do overdubs, but I never could get technology. In other words, I could never get the Porter Studio to do it, or
right.
I never had a simple enough thing to do it.
This'll do it.
Right. Like the time I was asking you to get me the karaoke for the Apple Music or something. I got confused. Oh, I'm going to perform. The Apple Music, I didn't understand that you said, I'll get you the thing and you could sing along. I thought you could sing along, you could record yourself with the Frank Sinatra orchestra behind you. But what would that have gotten me? I don't even understand. But now I feel like my head's screwed on. If not straight, my head's at least screwed on.
That's good.
You know.
Well, good. I hope you, don't go overboard. Don't think you're going to do blah, blah, blah. Just, know that you have a tool there to do it when you feel like it.
It really was sticking in my craw that I had never opened it up. I'm trying to change everything in my life like that. Slowly, because my whole thing has been rush. Got to get you better get over there or they're going to kill you. You better get to here or the Nazis are coming.
Right.
And so everything is done like, oh, I won't do the paperwork now. I'll do it later when I'm, now I'll just do nothing. What do you mean now you can't, you've placed yourself in a no-win situation. I don't have time to take my guitar to get fixed. I don't have time to, and I wonder if
turns out I have nothing but.
Yes. And I also wonder if it's not partially the wound, the original wound of you can't do it and why would you try to do it? I think it does seep in. It does seep in because I feel like, but that's only because I say, well, if I'm going to make music, don't I have to make an album? Or no, you have to satisfy yourself in the moment. I wish I'd learned this when I was 20, 21. I might have enjoyed the guitar better.
All right.
I did love the guitar from ages 16 to 24 because I played a lot and learned a lot.
Yeah, it's just your crippling grandiosity.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes me mad because it's crippling grandiosity because it's like I've told the story a lot of times. Mount Tremper, New York, right after I graduated college, my friend Gail was working for CBS Records. She was my girlfriend at the time. And we were in Mount Tremper, and then she knew some people, and there was the Rolling Stones were having a big party. All I could think of is, if I can't get them to like me, or I don't even know what the hell it was. It was just like, not even if I can't get them to like me, I will never get them to like me. And the music business is only would be me at 21 going, fellas, can you let me in?
Right.
It's like, stupid. So, I do think that was a lot to deal with. The fact that I was 21 driving cross country and all of these things made me, just like, woo! I was really depressed. Really, really depressed.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing for a young man.
It's not. I mean, that's about the age I hit a pretty good depression wall after I moved here too. So.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You can't ever go back to when you were 21 and make yourself more self-aware, or less. You're young. That's why you make mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, what happened to me, I think, with LA was I realized that, what in Minneapolis was a super confident thing was like lower percentage confidence in LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I realized I would have to literally have like a different personality when dealing with people out here.
Do you feel that's what you did?
To the extent I could,
Right.
But,
right.
It's like some of it was as simple as like when you go into a meeting, have a story or just the idea that when you're going to a meeting, you're auditioning.
Right.
As opposed to just having a nice little talk.
Yes, that would have made everything nice if you could have just had that.
And I was so Midwestern and polite and shy that I would like go in there and let them talk. And,
right.
I would leave and they'd call my agent and go, he doesn't seem that funny.
Oh, it's so painful. Because I had
my Kinnear job, I had to send him a stand-up tape after my meeting just to go, no, he's a funny dude.
It's like everybody has their things that trigger them. So my thing would be, I would try to be funny, which doesn't always work either.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like,
it's, it works for you. It works for you.
Well, it works for me now
because
better.
that, your energy is jokey in terms of show business.
But it wasn't good for auditions. Like when I'm coming in and go, hey, what's happening?
No, for acting roles, it's not good. No.
Because people are tired. They want to get going. And it's like, you don't value that I made you laugh in the middle of your audition?
Make us laugh with your reading. How about that?
Oh, I don't think I can do that. Make us laugh with your reading.
Yeah, right?
I heard it.
You all right?
I was listening. Yeah, no, I was just listening to this.
This very old man on a bench.
I was listening to this podcast about a Ponzi scheme where this guy basically.
Hey, correctamundo, Mrs. C. Oh, wait, a Ponzi, you said.
Where this guy convinced him, he ripped off all of his friends, which happens on these scams with a Ponzi scheme. And he started to make all of these movies and produce, like he was going to produce movies like the big movies, like Jack Nicholson would do because he has clout. But it turns out this guy's like the worst, he was also the worst actor in the world.
Yeah.
So I just love this whole story about how, well, I don't like that he ripped off his friends, but I want to see those movies where, and then he did get one good review because of the way he was acting in the movie.
Yeah.
But it was just like unbelievable. Here's the thing about Ponzi scheme people. They don't look at the big picture is the problem. They don't look at what's going to happen when all the money stops coming in. They have no plan.
Who was the person?
I can't even remember his name. It was like a huge thing. It was the biggest ripoff in Hollywood history. $350 million. He had gotten raised for all these, and his friends who he grew up with, they all gave all their money.
Yeah.
And they just thought why would he lie to them? And probably even at some point he also came from money, and then lost his money. It's a whole thing. But just this idea that he was like the worst actor in the world, I really want to see some of this.
Yeah.
Because some of those records who had to work with him, like I would have used a banana would have been easier to use with than this guy.
I was watching one of the many sort of mini cult docs that are out there right now about it was Dance for the Devil. It's like
I saw it.
Yeah.
You mean TikTok dancers?
Yeah, the TikTok dancer.
Yeah.
Church cult.
Oh. What'd you think? I mean, it didn't make you want to join it. I know.
It did make me want to join it, actually.
Why?
I need the followers.
I think it's because you like dancers.
I do like
you
dancers.
Wish you could dance.
Wish I could dance. They're my people. They're my people.
You know, and the thing is, anybody, since I'm a true crime aficionado, and there's always going in, you always think, how could people have bought this thing? But people do buy it. It's just, you have to look at yourself. You would fall for the same thing. Not you would, but people like us, even as bright as us, could fall for the right scam if it was presented to us in the right way.
All right.
I mean, so that's all I'm saying is what? I don't know.
Yeah. The thing that keeps me safe from cults is I hate people. I'm never, ever, ever looking to join anything.
Yeah. And I've you know, even when my old Taekwondo teacher, who I thought was like a little bit of a cultish type thing, he's like,
sounds like it in hindsight.
Yeah. So that's like, you know, eventually I did get away. I don't like it. This is what I don't like when someone goes. That's the
problem with the Taekwondo cult is you got to fight your way out.
I forgot what I was going to say. It was so brilliant too. That's the thing. Shouldn't you check with me when I'm on the way?
You were talking about Thai cult dough.
Oh, it's never good to put yourself in a situation ever. I don't want anybody to say, this guy is God. I know it sounds ridiculous. This guy
he's a man of God. That's what they kept saying throughout.
That's the thing. If anybody, when they start telling you they have the fast track to God, that's when you say, check, please.
Well, be careful, because that was Jesus's con.
Don't say that. We're already in bad shape now with all the anti-Semitism. And now you want to go back into the Jesus thing? Let's get David. This is the time to bring David Cross out with his most anti-Jesus, because he's Jewish. Bring him out with his anti-Jesus material.
I am very excited that the Mexicans just elected a Jewish woman climatologist as their president.
And she's a pro-climatologist, right? I mean, she's a
climatologist. Therefore,
you can't be a climatologist if you don't know that there's global warming. I mean, I'm very excited about this.
Sure.
And we could move. That's a country we could move to now if we have to leave.
I'm a friend of President Nussbaum. or whatever.
Her name is, it's unbelievable. Catherine Feinbein. And did you hear her speech today? I am grateful. Thank you to the people of Mexico. It's been a shanda.
Now, if only my children would call me, it would be the happiest day of my life.
Look, you know what I say? Cartel schmartels is what I say. There's a new cop in town. I would not want to be. I'm a comedian. Yeah. I would not want to have Zelensky's job. I'm just telling you, I would not be good at it.
He has done as good as a comedian could do in that job, I'm pretty sure.
Right. And people were saying that, somebody was saying, like, the comedian with a lot of Viv and Voom and Vig and Ving can be very influential and very,
sure,
help. But where am I going with this? Am I going to be running one day?
I don't know. But again, it's Andy plus or minus whatever. That's everything has to be. What would I do if I was that?
Oh, that's right. So it's Andy plus or minus. So we can put that in. It's not even sophisticated for an algorithm. It's just a regular equation.
It's Greenwich me time.
It's like, and you can find in any argument I make, anything I say, you have to find what the real source of my debate is. Oh God. You could tell I lost my place again. But then we don't have a place. Maybe I should stop saying that we lost our place.
Exactly.
That's the thing I love about this show.
How can you be off book with no book? I did watch the Jim Henson doc over the weekend that Ron Howard made. And I liked it. I mean, it wasn't it was certainly, and I see more and more of this in reviews for docs too, where it's like a conventional talking head and blah, 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 but it's like, what else can you fucking do other than
what do you want? Yeah. What do you want to do?
Be stylish about it, which he was.
Right.
I thought he was.
Yeah. He's a good director.
I thought he was very stylish with it. And it was sort of an elevated version of a standard documentary, but it was, a topic that I'm into and a guy I'm into. So
I think I'm going to watch that.
I think you should. Yeah.
And is it still sad that he could have gotten help?
He did not die because of Christian Scientist. His mother was a Christian Scientist.
Oh, I didn't know about that. No, I didn't mean that. I meant like that he was like just not feeling like he should go. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. No, I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I meant that
it was kind of, at the time, it was kind of, posed as if he was against medical intervention.
Which he wasn't.
He was not.
I mean, scientist, not so much a Christian. So, I have one more thing to say to you. Oh, here's the thing I want to tell you. Did you finish with that? No.
Doesn't matter.
You have more to say.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Come on, Andy plus this. All right. I asked Susan if No Soap Radio was part of her childhood. She's never heard it. And I'm asking you.
No.
Do you know what No Soap Radio is?
Not really, no.
Okay. Have you heard? But you haven't even heard it.
I feel like you've said it to me. I think that's...
Okay. No Soap Radio is a joke that every little... I'm wondering, why did it go to the East Coast and then skip you? It's like the first joke you learned where you're being pranked. There is no joke. But Eddie, come here. Schmooky, come here. Come here, young friend of ours who we pick on. A guy goes into the supermarket. He goes, I like some soap. And the guy behind the counter goes, No Soap Radio. Boom. Everybody laughs. Everybody part of the prank laughs.
Yeah.
And then little Schmooky, I get it now. You don't get it, you stump fuck.
Well, here's the thing. Have other people chimed to this?
I seem to be getting some do and some don't.
Because it doesn't have to be that. It could be.
What could it mean?
It could be anything. Like the guy could say anything as long as everybody laughs. So I'm saying No Soap Radio might not have been, like people could have done that joke on people, but No Soap Radio could have just been the phrase that was used to fuck with you.
Oh, I don't know, because I've gotten a decent response from it.
Okay.
Like when I tweet. Yeah. So, I mean, It's and here again with Andy plus. Stop giving me the thumbs up.
I'm not.
But Andy plus thing equals everything. I used to think, okay, I'll give you another example. I used to think that everybody's first joke was why the man threw the clock out the window.
Yeah.
I thought everybody, and I thought everybody hated Someone's in the Kitchen with Schmoo, but everyone knew that song.
Yeah.
This old man, he played two. Why? Why do we all know these songs? Fascinating, isn't it? Sniglets.
Because when you're singing to your baby, you want to be in the public domain. Otherwise, you start having to get cut into their college fund. But no, I mean, they're folk songs and they're nursery rhymes and they're things you sing to babies to get them used to language and stuff.
I watched this old movie. I didn't know what the movie was, but in the movie, there's a woman who's singing to the baby. And, you know, lullaby and good night. You're a stupid little baby. She sings like opera.
Yeah.
What kid? I can't believe the kid survived that. No kid wants an operatic lady singing at the top of her lungs.
And it was a movie.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I am instantly depressed by that song. That has to be something in my childhood.
Are you not sleepy?
Doesn't make go. Come on, Andy, don't you want to go to sleep? Lullaby. I came up with a new joke, and I want you to just tell me how I should do it. All right. Here's one. You know, I was passing in the freeway a sign for International Hypnotism Institute, which is true. It's outside of like Oxnard or something like that. Uh-huh. And you know, I took I studied there once. And I took a couple of the classes, but then all of a sudden I noticed I was getting sleepy. I was getting very, very sleepy. Okay, that's one way. Second way is I was driving by, I saw the sign for the International Hypnotist College, and I started to get sleepy, very sleepy.
Better.
You think so?
If for no other reason, then it's over quicker.
The truth is there may be no other reason. Because all day long, I tweet things that I think in the old days would have been bigger tweet things.
Yeah.
And sometimes I even have to go, boy, I actually went the other day. That was funny.
Yeah.
You know?
But
okay.
Well, if you bought yourself a membership, you'd go to the top of those charts. You know?
Oh, you mean, what do you mean?
That's one of the perks of membership is people actually see your tweets.
Right. I forgot the joke that I was going to show you was an indication of all of my great jokes.
Yeah.
Wait, how am I going here?
Oh, do tell.
Oh, here it was. So I come up with banging my Achilles heel against the bottom of my couch repeatedly is my Achilles heel. Okay, so you reacted probably appropriately to it.
Right.
But when I come up with it, I go, that's a pretty fucking clever thing. It's a clever thing. And then hours later, I go, is it really? So I think when you're not performing, because I haven't gotten back into clubs yet because I'm exhausted. Yeah. But I would think when you go back into clubs, you can start to get more of a gauge about what the thing is. And when you're not in the club, you just keep asking your wife. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Well, there's no such thing as an Achilles heel on a person. You have an Achilles tendon. And Achilles heel is his weakness.
Can you? So you could say, my banging my Achilles tendon
on my
repeatedly
couch
against the couch is my Achilles heel.
Yes,
it's already better, isn't it?
It's more correct. I don't know if it's better.
It's not funny. I'm not going to be able to do it this way. I'm not going to be able to just stay in the house.
Here's my new album, Things That Happened to Me on the Couch.
That's right. I thought about this. You ever notice when you're on the couch for 5 years during the pandemic, you ever notice?
Do you ever find food between the cushions?
Do you think that was what the original couch joke was? I love the couch because I found $1 or something.
I don't think so. No.
What was the original? Well, I like Dana Carvey's one. Paul McCartney. I had $60 million in a wallet. Back into the voice. Have you seen me money? And what's that song? I will always love you.
I don't know. I don't know.
You do know that one. It's Whitney Houston.
Oh.
I'm not singing it right. Did you
were doing the Dolly Parton version.
Have you watched this Kevin Costner vehicle, Yellowstone?
I have not, no.
Why don't you? Everyone says it's the greatest thing that's ever been on television. Why are we not watching it?
Because I'm not interested.
But you should be interested if everyone's loving it. Did you like Dances with Wolves?
That's usually surefire for me.
How about Dances with Wolves?
I did like Dances with Wolves.
I never saw it. But
I didn't love Dances with Wolves, but I liked it.
Well, I loved Bull Durham.
I loved Bull Durham as well.
Right. And so that was when he goes, I believe that kisses should be this. It was back when we liked Susan Sarandon. Remember those days?
Yes, it helped.
Oh my God. I miss those days. You know, when you become a celebrity and then you've been a celebrity for a while, you don't have to turn into an asshole. That's your choice, J.K. Rowling.
It's true. It's true.
It's your choice.
It's true.
Maybe you think you're supposed to be. Maybe you think because you're a celebrity your whole life that you really are better than other people.
I think absolutely people do.
But they're not.
They're not.
Well, I'm here to tell you they're not.
Anything but.
Anything. Yeah, I can smell the hot. I already told you about the Darryl Strawberry thing I watched. No, because it was over the weekend. They had a Darryl Strawberry. They retired his number.
Right.
It was so great. He almost died 3 months ago. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
He had a massive heart attack, and his wife saved him. I know he's had drug problems and everything, but he's just an amazing person, and gave a very inspirational speech, and then came in and was interviewed in the booth, and then I was watching it, and then the Mets were starting to get creamed.
Yeah.
They lost like 10 something. I couldn't watch it. I didn't want to watch any more of the tribute. I should have watched the rest of the game. You can't combine it with a big loss.
It happens.
And what did I say to myself before?
I don't know.
I bet we're going to win today. I bet we're going to win today because with the Darryl Strawberry, everyone in the audience and everyone on the teams are going to go, because he said to the team, one goes, you guys you got to believe in you. And I thought the guys would go, yes. But then the other team, they also have options.
Right.
I guess is the problem.
Right.
I will say this. I saw Darryl Strawberry in 1983 or whenever I went back to New York, watched him from the left. What was he? Was he left fielder? He was the left fielder. Yeah. I watched him from the left. I don't know. I watched him from the stands, and he looked unbelievable.
Yeah.
He looked like the most incredible human sports. I didn't even realize he was 6'6".
Wasn't he a center fielder?
I think he was a right fielder.
Okay.
But why would he be a right fielder?
I don't know, because he had substandard skills.
No, don't say that. I'm clearly in the stands, and I'm watching him, and I was just like, oh my God. The 4 or 5 memories that the Mets have of success are so wonderful.
I saw him play as a Dodger, but I don't even remember what position he played. So.
He apologized for not staying with the Mets.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing to do on the day they retire your number.
Oh, my God, Mr. Cynical here. Mr. Cynical. Well, he's ripping the cover off of the Darryl Strawberry retirement. Don't try to go.
Sorry, I went where the Coke was better. It wasn't.
Oh, see, this is where you're. What are you doing to it? You're taking a wonderful story and you're making it. You're turning it into about drugs.
Well,
now,
I don't know. You're the one who said the Mets ruined it by losing.
No, that's more about me.
Okay.
That's more about me again.
All right.
Like I said, if I'm going to be sad, if I'm going to spend
Andy plus or minus
right.
2. It was like yes.
Well, that's
it was
my new
Darryl
thing.
Strawberry's day, but the Mets betrayed you.
No, you don't get what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to overcome my old poor sportsmanship and enjoy and actually I am enjoying the Mets because it's fun. You know, they're not eliminated yet.
Yeah.
But I don't watch, and you probably don't watch your favorite basketball team. Josh, it's like my mother would say, Josh, you like basketball. You know what he's talking about. But is your favorite the Lakers?
Yeah, pretty much at this point.
But if they're 20-40, you're not going to watch every game.
I do actually. It's a bad example.
You don't watch hockey because you're not a big fan. Or there's just not enough time in the world.
I just don't like hockey very much.
Oh, you don't even like it when you see it. It's hard to watch.
I like going, but I don't watch it on television.
Going is good. But when you say you like going, you're not going to a game soon.
No, nor have I been in many years.
Right.
I don't like going that much.
Well, I felt bad because the Rangers were doing good, and so I wanted to watch them. But then after they left, I don't care about the Florida Panthers.
Right.
But I guess
you only cared about the Rangers for a week and a half.
Yeah. But I think that's just growing older. When I was a kid, all I had to do was sports. Yeah. All I had to do was follow my teams.
I think it's true. I
had nothing else to do.
I think you feel like there's some sort of responsibility to be a sports fan, or there's like a perfect way to be a sports fan.
Yes.
And none of those things are true.
No, that is exactly true. You're pointing out a very true thing about me. Me being the center of attention in every single way doesn't work. Oh, kids, tune in today when Andy Kindler shows you how to be the perfect fan.
Right.
The perfect fan is don't boo him when he says, "Aw, still get back there. I still love you, guy who just struck out." But that's not the way you can root for teams. But you don't have to go so negative. I don't like.
You don't have to do anything. Is the thing.
That's true. You don't go super negative on your teams, do you? Like fuck that.
No, I don't care enough. I really don't.
That's it.
Like I've said before, I consider myself the world's most healthy sports fan because I'm into it while the game's going on. But once it's over, I can shake it off within 30 seconds.
I guess you calling yourself the world's greatest sports fan is not similar to me saying
world's healthiest. I didn't say greatest.
Is nothing like me saying is nothing like Andy plus. This is now you plus. Let me prove to you how I'm the healthiest.
Okay.
Sports fan.
All right.
It was unsatisfying when I felt I won something. No, because the argument would be you're just as self-obsessed as I am, which isn't true. You couldn't be.
I don't think I am. I really don't.
I don't think anybody is.
I've got plenty. Don't get me wrong, but there's a margin.
Who else do you know who's self-obsessed with me? Boop, 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 boop. Hink. You have no story. You have no story you brought to the table. I saw, and I'm afraid to admit this.
No, you just tramp all over them, and then they end up being 30 seconds as opposed to the 5 minutes I had in my head.
It's pretty bad. So I was walking by. I saw you throw something away.
Really?
Just your hand.
Really?
Sunday afternoon, around 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So you know what? I got to bring something else out to these cans.
Yeah. So you literally, you literally were within speaking distance of me and did not say hello. What a dick. Seriously,
I know. It was really bad.
That truly is a dick move.
No, but it was really good because here was what I was thinking. Why do I have to bother you? Hi, Josh.
That's like fucking weird.
Okay, here's what I did. I saw the hand throw something in. So I didn't run.
You couldn't go, Josh. No, that's weird.
What? Okay, then you would have made fun of me.
You can't say hello. I would not have made fun of you for saying hello to me.
No, you have to realize I'm coming not the way you think I'm coming. I'm coming the opposite way. So all I see is the hand.
Yeah.
So by the time I got there, you were gone.
I'm not buying it.
I'm not exactly a liar.
I'm just glad you told me that story at the end so I can hang up with indignance instead of boredom.
I'm so happy.
It's all love, right, folks? Come on.
This is a song that Tommy and me and Josh wrote. It's not that I hope you're gonna come back to drink that extra cup of coffee that I made. It's just a force of habit. Your habit of getting great. And because I listen for your footsteps doesn't mean my heart aches. It's just a force of habit. Your habit of getting great. It seems I've grown to depend on you. Now that you're gone, I know what I should do.
That's Tommy Chan right there.
Don't think it's strange that I stay home every evening, engaged in conversation we might make. It's just a force of habit, dear. Your habit I can break. Your habit I can break. Your habit I can't break. Thank you.
Hey, what's going on, Slicky D?
Not much. How you doing, Jewy A?
Pretty good, Admiral Chit Chat. See, my problem is I stop. I go, oh, that was good, Admiral Chit Chat. He's laughing. Josh likes me now. And then I can't top it. Or then, why do I top it? Or why do I have to call attention to it? It's just a thing.
That's the
Yes,
one. That's the
yes,
one.
Admiral Chit Chat. I have a big announcement.
Are you writing down Admiral Chit Chat?
I don't know why. I am going to have a big announcement to the, it was like I said, to the listeners. Why am I doing a gay type voice? The listeners.
I don't know.
It's terrible. Anyway,
It's a remnant.
it has been brought to my attention that there's something wrong with my,
Memory?
yeah, I think that's it. I am officially going to, and you may be the benefit of this. I have told Susan that I will not be smoking pot. She said, can't you just stop smoking pot for one day? Can't you stop smoking pot for one day? I said, you know what? I'll give you 2 days.
2 days.
I will no longer be smoking pot Saturday, all day Sunday, and we might see the benefits on Monday morning.
Here's my warning, because I think it's a great thing.
Right.
But the problem with a 2-day quit is it will fuck up your sleep for a couple of nights.
Oh, like I'll be all.
Like it's not a fair test, is what I'm saying.
But I'm saying right. But every week though, I'm doing it.
Every week. Oh, every week you're gonna not smoke on the weekend?
Oh yeah, every week. It's from here on out.
Oh, okay. I thought she meant, can't you just not smoke pot 1 day a week? Is what she was saying.
Oh yeah,
okay.
that would have been.
I thought you meant, can you quit for a day?
No, that's not a good announcement.
All right.
But then, so I said to her, "I'll give you 2 days." She goes, "I said I'll do it 2 days." She goes, "Oh, okay, fine." She's like, "Just okay, prove it to me," type of thing. Right? Great,
Yeah, exactly.
great. Whatever you say, I give you 3 days.
Mr. Pledge.
Give it 4 days. No, so it's you know what, when I made the here, let's put all the pot on the table. When I agreed to do it, I had to agree that I had watched shows with Susan. I had no idea that I watched them. I watched the whole season of Hacks, or I watched this and that. And then she's like, what are you talking? I love to see me on Hacks. What are you talking about?
Really? You forgot you had watched your little penguin jaunt?
A Day in the Actor. You can see in this scene that I'm very happy, and I just, to me, the scene's over. I'm doing a little walk.
Right. I'm getting a drink. Area. I'm that happy.
So,
I get to go smoke pot now.
So here's the thing. I love pot. Not as much as my marriage.
That's good.
Not as much as you. I love you. Well,
that's why I wouldn't even bought it really.
But
I know you see me only 2 days a week.
I see what you're saying. Start to chain smoke on the morning of our things and see what it's like.
I'm thinking we should do Saturday and Sunday now for our 2 recordings.
Now, the thing is, if I start to see things clearing up, I'll tell myself immediately that I have a problem. So we'll see.
No, but you may start putting longer streaks together if you're feeling sharper because of it.
Well, that's it. I'm already. Why not Monday now? As I'm saying to myself, and this is what I do my whole life.
I'm saying why not Monday now too, by the way.
No, I won't smoke before thing.
No, I'm kidding.
But here's the thing. I think that I have an issue with being like going all or nothing. It's like
right, black or white. We've talked about this quite a bit.
Yes, black or white. The people go, well, do you think that your pot smoking is a habit? Yes.
Of course it's a habit.
It's a habit, yes.
I mean, that's indisputable. The addiction part, that's what you have to wrestle with.
And how often have you done this habit? Only every day since I was 15. That's
right.
it. Only every day. Now, I did quit. I quit several times for like a month at a time or a week at a time, and it never stuck. I've even done stuff where I took my bongs and all my equipment and threw it in the garbage.
Right.
And then I resumed. I even had a chest X-ray to prove my chest is okay.
Yeah.
And I resumed. But I know I smoke too much, though.
Well, I mean, here's what I think you're going to end up with at the end of all this. There's no end because if this is your black and white pledge for the rest of your life. But I mean, I think, what other people I know who quit a lot, they come back to, it's still a good thing. It's just not a good lifestyle.
Yeah. It's like,
and I would say, especially for you, just, if you get to a certain age, you do change. Your tolerance to things change, how you react to things changes. And because you're dealing with actual fear and concern about your memory, it's a really good thing to sort out at this point.
Yeah. Well, like the other day I said, also I already know that I'm smoking joints and I'm not high after them. You know what I mean? Or I can't tell the difference. Like sometimes I go, I can't tell the difference now between when I'm high and regular. So much the better, I guess. Right. I couldn't tell the effect of it. So that I know is happening. But the other day, just to do one walk, and then I walked, went to the market and back, I sampled three joints, 3 different types of tobacco.
Wow.
I didn't smoke all 3 joints. It was like,
sure,
yes,
but
I'd
still,
like to.
You had a weed plan for your walk.
And that's too much planning. It's too much. Plus,
it's a dominant thing, yeah.
It's going to bite me in the ass one of these days. Just a policeman who's bored is going to be looking at us. Why is that guy nervously?
It's not, but I don't think that's your worry. But
the other thing is, I didn't know does pot have more smoke than cigarettes or something? Because I go, I know people, I try to keep it away, but then every once in a while you can see a waft. You can see, what is it, physics? Is that what I'm watching happen?
Sure, there's some involved, yes.
So it's a new day, Josh. It's a new day.
Well, good luck.
Good luck. Exactly.
I hope it's not too white knuckle a weekend for you. Andy, why are you walking so much?
That's the other thing. That's the other thing too. Because I don't smoke in the house. So that's the other thing too. I have to go now. I have to go. My 14 mile. What are you doing? My 3rd walk of the day.
I'm wadding up paper towels and throwing them away so I can have garbage to take out.
That's a good one. Or you want that returned to the UPS store? Let me do that immediately, sweetie. If not sooner. Joint on the way there, half a joint on the way back.
Checking the mailbox.
I've had days where I've stumbled high to one area to the other area, but knowing that there is a check in the mailbox would be the only sober thing.
Right.
So I think about the whole
And then you'll text me, got the big check, honey.
I did that once, right?
Yes.
I've never done something like, my penis is better, though. My penis feels better.
That's right.
It's going to happen, right?
Signs of life.
Well, the thing is, the bottom line of that kind of mistexting is usually that you're just like a cloudy mess and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Oh, well, I guess if texts come in, I just text and it will go to the right person. You know what I'm talking about?
I do, sure.
Okay, so that's that, and that's that, I guess.
That's
that. And
good
luck. Good luck. And also, who are you rooting for in the Andy Kindler versus the... Do you ever watch any of those, the Traveler, the Racer, the Amazing Racer? I've not watched 1 second of 1 minute of any of these. Scavenger United, Scavenger Love Island.
So far, only one thing's been a real thing, so...
The Amazing Race, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and people love it.
It's been on for 20 years, it seems like now.
But I would think you would have sampled it at one point.
I sampled it at some point. I didn't like it because I couldn't find anyone to root for.
That's so true. It's not like a team. It's that you have to buy into the personalities of these different people competing.
I rooted. Mike White was on with his dad once. I mean, I didn't watch it that much, but
it was more fun, right?
When it's someone you know or knew.
Well, I love the idea. Like, the show's fun when a celebrity will do it who doesn't care whether they win or not.
Yeah,
right. But,
I guess.
Oh, you didn't watch it, so.
Yeah, I don't watch it. It's not. Andy had an idea.
I don't know if this happened to you. That I'm getting a lot of. I think they're political.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, here they go. Too late, fuckface. Biden lost.
That's right.
Oh, great. Could you just answer, would you like Biden to be, are you wanting him to be reelected? What the fuck is going on?
800% match.
Who's matching?
I don't know.
I guess it doesn't matter.
I realized today because today was a particularly bountiful day on both the phone and the mailbox.
Right.
It's like it doesn't hurt them to annoy people from out of state. All it can do is help them. If someone sends money, great. If they're annoyed, so what? They can't vote against it.
Yeah, there's no meeting where they go, this guy in Sherman Oaks got really mad at me for over calling him and stuff. Oh, well then don't.
Right.
Let's stop that.
Right.
Immediately. Okay, well, if he doesn't like the match things, let's do it more subtly. Dear Andy, any time between now and November 4th, if you can see your way clear, we would appreciate it. Subtle. I saw that I'm halfway through. This is good, though, is Michael Hutchins' Mystify. Did you see it already and tell me about it?
I did not, no.
Okay, do you know who he is, right?
He's INXS lead singer who died from autoerotic asphyxiation.
Well, here's the thing. Here's how little Andy, here's how another brain of little Andy works. I hear about this guy, auto asphyxiation. I go, I see him. He's a handsome guy.
Very handsome man.
He's very, and I like their music too.
Sure.
I like their music.
I
don't know much about it.
I like it.
Yeah, it was a couple. So I say, what's he upset about? That's my. So I'm even watching this, and I'm going, Kylie. He has these girlfriends, the most beautiful woman in the world.
You know what he was upset about? Is that regular masturbation didn't quite get him where he wanted to go. That's what he was upset about.
I understand that, but I mean, look, I think it's easy to make. In other words, I mean,
yes, it is.
It is easy to make fun of, but I don't think. Okay, I'm going to make the argument that that's not how we should remember people.
I know, and I realized that I was like forcefully making that his obituary line, even when the lead singer of INXS who died of autoerotic asphyxiation was how I characterized him at the beginning.
And so the thing about it, though, is that, but putting aside anything, I always thought if you're really that good looking, and like a Michael Hutchins it doesn't matter what
there's no problem.
And what the others think of you either. Doesn't matter what they think of you. You're so goddamn good looking.
Right. There's no insecurity when you're.
There's no insecurity.
Yeah.
And of course, he had complete insecurity because didn't play his own thing really. He was just a singer, but he was a great singer.
Yeah.
And then, anyway, just reminded me of my whole asphyxiation phase, which wasn't so much of it. What I would do is I would just put a pillow over my own head until I couldn't take it anymore. It wasn't sexually oriented. All right.
It was just
I think
auto asphyxiation.
Just auto asphyxiation. But this one woman he dated this really beautiful woman. And that's the other thing. I'm watching it like a 4-year-old. She's cute. He's cute. She's cute. He's cute. They're hot. Because I watched the other one. We watched the other one too, where there was a handsome guy. That we watched the whole thing. I can't remember. No, he's one of them though. No, we watched like a handsome guy, and he did we remarked at who's our friend
Burt
Ben
Reynolds.
Lee. No, Ben Lee had remarked about how this guy was very popular in England, and they had a 3-part documentary about him. And you got
I
bored
saw
after
that.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of what the thing is.
I can't either. That's how it stuck with me.
I plan to watch all of the musical things because if I'm bored, I can definitely get something out of almost all. I mean, not every one of them, but I almost get something out of all of them.
Yeah.
I even think I learned a little about Jerry Lee Lewis. Not really.
There's not a lot there.
No.
I mean, he's such an asshole. Fun to listen to. And that's about it.
I can't get out of my mind, though. And that's fine, killer. I call everybody a killer.
Including myself.
Oh, my God. That's it. That's the end. That's the end. It's like Kathy going, what do you hear? What do you say? That's one of the thing I say to people. It's kind of a gangster thing. I say, what do you hear and what do you say to people?
There's something about a doc about someone incapable of growth that's pretty unsatisfying.
It's
Jerry Lee Lewis is who we were just talking about. I saw the light bulb go out.
Yeah, it wasn't even like it went out. You don't have to term it. You don't have to term it as a matter of intelligence. You're saying you saw the light bulb go out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
it
why
wasn't intelligence so much as awareness that I saw.
As awareness.
Yeah.
So you're saying that this next Monday, none of these blank spots will be happening.
Exactly. All gone.
You're just saying. I do love the fact that you went. Now remember, you're only doing it for one weekend. If I couldn't do it for one weekend, that would be sad. That would be sad. But I already am.
I mean, yes, it would be.
I'm already. I already woke up. The next day after I agreed to it, I go, "What am I? Something happened last night. It's terrible. What was it?"
I was so stoned. I can't be responsible.
But here's what kept me going. I'm not banning pot. I'm not saying it's over.
No.
So.
No,
I just want to say,
but you're taking on some culpability by saying it aloud to Susan.
Right, saying it aloud to Susan. Yes, right. I'm not gonna. She goes, "How am I gonna trust you?" Because she knows she can't.
Right.
She has to hide her hydrocodone from me. So, how will I know? I say, "Honey, I'm not gonna lie about this. It would be so terrible to lie about." Oh, but I first tried to lie. I first tried this. I said, "But I can still do gummies." She said, "No, it's all your memory, you dumb fuck." Oh, the gummies don't affect your memory, stupid?
This is the anger, denial, bargaining. Here we are.
Because the gummies actually affect me more. They affect me 7 hours later.
Yes, exactly. They're uncontrollable. Much like yourself.
Well, also, I saw a very interesting thing on Netflix. It actually looks great. Is Margaret Cho and this? Now, I don't know if they're making it because they feel guilty about supporting a anti-trans comedian, but it's all about like gay comics, and I don't know what the name of it is.
Yeah.
But it's Judy Gold is in it, and Margaret Cho, and just a history of queer comedy.
Yeah.
When I'm saying queer comedy, that's what they're calling it. Don't shoot the messenger.
No, I thought you seemed enlightened when you said it.
You know what? People do say that about me.
Yeah.
They say that's why I moderate a lot of discussions. Like I moderated ones between J.K. Rowling, nice lady.
Welcome to the What Were We Talking About forum.
Oh, and by the way, I just wanted to say that I almost said something about J.K. Rowling. I said, nice lady. I don't mean that. I think she's a horrible human being. She did write a good series of things, though. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
The Ring, Lord of the Harry Potters. And she also said, oh, here's what Martina Navratilova said to Daniel Radcliffe when he was defending trans rights and in the face of Martina saying terrible things. Martina said, just sit down and shut up, Daniel. That's what she said to him. Yeah.
I bet he did.
No, he didn't. And he's such a guy. That guy, I told you, I think I read an article about him. What a man. I mean, an article always may be over. You're reading an article about somebody, they're almost always larger than life just reading the article. But you just have to really admire how he, went further in his life, didn't get locked into this thing, has very sensitive about all these different issues.
Yeah.
I want to be Daniel Radcliffe.
He was funny as Weird Al in that movie.
I haven't seen Weird Al yet. And it's really good?
It's not really good, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to see Weird Al.
It's like a really good version of Unfrosted or whatever that's fucking called.
You know what? And I want to say this, and I know you're going to be upset with me. I watched Unfrosted. I laughed. On nonstop laughing. It was cute. It was cuddly. It was about cereal. Maybe it was because I remember being a child. So it really touched into that. God, what an unhappy guy that guy is. I hope he finds happiness. I hope Jerry Seinfeld finds some success in his life that will make him less miserable.
Yeah. That's, unfulfilled dreams can do that to a person.
Well, the thing where because I love Bobcat and he was yelling. There was a famous episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee where he's interviewing Bridget. It's already working. I'm already clearing it up. Yeah. He's interviewing Bridget. She's a very funny comedian. I forgot her last name. Yeah, boom. Good. She has that
Way
show.
To go, Sharpie.
So he's interviewing and he finds out that she worked with Bobcat. He starts he doesn't say his name. Oh, that guy's horrible.
Yeah.
Have you seen that clip?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. You say I have a lot of anger?
They have a lot of anger towards one another. Those two had a little feud, apparently.
Right, but Jerry all of a sudden is I don't think comes across as someone who gets that angry. But he is that angry. Yeah. Because he always comes across I'm not upset. Whatever happens.
His whole sort of psychological mantra is, I don't care.
I don't care.
Except for about every piece of minutia that crosses my radar.
I meditate. I do transcendental meditation twice a day. And it clears my mind. Well, I bet that doesn't take very long. Right, Jerry?
Is he right?
All right, Jerry. Now sit down. Now clear your mind. Okay, that means take out all the stupid jokes about this guy and that guy, and that's it. There's nothing going on. It's very easy for him to sit.
Okay, cool your jets.
Okay, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. You know what, buddy? I'm sorry, buddy. All right. Just stop saying buddy.
What was it your friend used to sing to you? Oh, Take Five.
Yeah, he has to say Dave Brubeck. He put Dave Brubeck on. Take Five. Hey, Buzzy. They used to call me Buzzy. Stuart Lerman. Meanwhile, all I see is pictures of Stuart Lerman and Jen Kirkman all over the world. They're all over the world. I mean, they're together 24/7.
Wish you were here.
We're in France now, and then we're back in New York now. And I just want to say, this whole thing wasn't started so that Jen would cut the line and get closer to Stewie Lerman. This is about me getting closer to Stewie Lerman. She's cutting the line. I don't know what that meant. But they love each other, and I brought them together. And they're not saying they love it. I'm not being some stupid, hacky guy. Oh, I heard you friend. No, we don't think about
Jen and Stewie sitting in a tree.
First of all, Jen's like 40 years younger than me, so.
Yes.
Everybody is. Everybody is that much younger than me. You're one of the oldest people. You're one of the something like that.
Huh?
Okay, no good.
Ow.
Hey, there's no Dateline on now. Have you noticed it? What's up?
I have not.
They stop in the summers.
Do they?
They must.
The murders don't.
back.
By the way, our friend Tony DeSena wrote to me.
Cool. I wrote to him.
More my friend than you, but.
Well, he's more your friend in the sense that you have kept up with him and seen him in life.
Yes.
Whereas I've been hiding under the couch for 4 years.
So you got his correction about the A. Whitney Brown story.
No. Oh, okay. He did not write to me about that. So what's the deal?
You had related the A. Whitney Brown story of him and Lorne Michaels and Paul Simon, and you thought it was Paul McCartney. So I'm just clearing up the story. He cleared up the story because he was at the game with Chevy Chase and Paul Simon, and the joke was trying to burn Chevy Chase by having people keep coming up to Lorne.
That's right. Why can't I tell a story?
And then he didn't say anything because he thought Lorne would get mad at him thinking it was a joke on him. So there.
You see how a story well told can be understood? Yeah, that's right. Well, I messed myself up because I had Paul. He had referenced Paul McCartney in some other anecdote.
Yeah.
So I messed it all up.
I just wanted, I know people were like, "What the fuck was he talking about?"
Are you talking to Jake Hogan about how fucked up I am or something like that?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I don't want those people to. I don't like that I'm that stupid that I would be fooled by. No. You're a very smart man. I don't think I would be fooled by that. I would still think you're being insulted.
You're pretty smart.
See, this is the kind of thing on YouTube that would take off where they could see us. And you went, "Oh, you're smart," and then but you could really not really was the general thing.
Old Jew Medical Corner.
My lower spasms are feeling better.
Your lower spasms.
How
are the upper spasms doing?
Well,
Are you going to a PT?
Yeah, but they couldn't see me till June 26th. So they're going to see
very
me.
Small.
So when I go in there, what if I feel this is another thing I would go, what if I feel great when I go there? Shut up.
Yeah.
I say to myself.
That'll help you prevent the next one.
Well, also balance is as big a problem as the thing.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
And here's the thing. When you go into the neurologist or whatever the hell they're called, they have you, or even my regular doctor.
Here comes Mr. Tumbleweed.
Well, first of all, my doctor pisses me off because he is just thrilled that I'm a fall risk. That's all. I said, but he doesn't care about anything else. Oh, yes. How many times? 4? Risk. You're a risk. You're down there on the thing. But
that's good because when you get in the hospital, you'll get help to the bathroom.
That's right. That's the thing that I hope to be able to. This is why I think I'm going to live 20 years longer than most people my age, because almost everybody I know who dies my age, they fell down the steps, or they fall down something, they hit their head on a thing. You look into it. I'm saying almost every case. I'm not saying not just the staircase with the guy. Now the thing about the staircase, though, why is that so odd that just 3 or 4 other wives died the exact same way by a staircase? Are you going to watch The Jinx 2?
I have not. No.
I don't think I'm going to watch it.
No.
Did you watch The Jinx 1? Yeah.
I did, yeah. I don't know if I watched the whole... I guess I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, but it's too... What's going to happen? What are we going to learn?
I've been watching the latest Hitler doc on Netflix this week.
Oh, thank God. Wait, the 6-parter?
Yeah.
It looks great.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's not like new info, but it's I'm very big on this story should be told well and easy to understand in this generation.
That's right. I don't even mind the recreations. That guy, I think, is related to Hitler.
He's done a good job. I mean, it's clearly it's undoubtedly a Trump allegory.
Yes, yeah, right.
But I like the filmmaking has a distinct style, and he uses the recreations in a way that's effective and not cheesy for the most part. He goes a little overboard on the violence recreations.
I don't like that.
But in general, he's using these recreations because he has real world audio.
Right.
But not video, and so it doesn't feel like you don't have extended acting scenes of recreation, which is what's the worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
Or just where you draw attention to the fact that you're recreating Hitler.
Right.
Oh.
Right. So he does enough intercutting between real and the recreation stuff is used more for flow than it is for making points, you know.
Is that a trigger warning in a way? I don't really like watching the meat of the Holocaust happen.
Well, it's not. It's more the one-on-one violence back when they were, you know, pre camps, when it was more the Holocaust of bullets, you know.
Holocaust of bullets and the ghettoization and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very interested. You know, the thing about it is, like, the other reason why I want to watch it is like a triumphant victory over evil, where right now we're hanging in the balance.
Right.
You know, people on a psychological level, I know that I am like everybody else. Many people have said this before. I'm going to leave, but there's an argument to be made that sometimes you're supposed to leave. Like before World War II, I would have, if I had stayed, then it's going to blow over. So when does actual, like, I keep going, if Trump loses, I'm leaving. I know I'm not going to leave though, but am I going to stay too long? Where, like, you're going to be contacting me from some safe haven for Jews?
Yeah. So far, the world has yet to create such a thing.
It's so weird because I grew up and I go, I'm in America. I grew up in the United States. So what I was like, nothing's going to, I haven't been touched by all of these things, but it's just like.
As far as I'm concerned, LA is the closest thing to a safe haven for Jews that the world
has created. That's true. Yes, I think it is. That's what other people have told me. Don't leave California. Yeah. Hopefully not leaving California will be good. I don't want to entertain.
Well, I mean, and as this doc makes the point where it's like, you know, in hindsight, you can say, why didn't you get out? But who could imagine?
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
Who could imagine? And by the time you could imagine, it was too late to get out, you know?
Yes.
Because, you know, Germany, the strategy of Germany was to make things intolerable enough so everyone would leave. You know, that was plan A.
Yes.
But first of all, no one would take those who left, you know.
Yeah.
And secondly, people didn't, you know. I think, you know, there's a natural instinct to not want to be bullied out of your country too, you know.
Yeah, and I've seen many of. I've probably seen every one or most of every one, but you know, they do a good job in this one. I'm only halfway through the first one of really explaining what Lebensraum was, like, you know, putting it in the German people's heads. We deserve all of this land. Well, first of all, they were horribly mistreated at the Versailles, so you could see that they created a situation where a madman could take over because they were so vindictive.
Well, they created a society of grievance at that point, and as we know, that's a dangerous place.
And the inflation was out of control. So, and
Hindenburg was very old.
Yeah, that's the thing. But it's also like you see these older people felt like, okay, we can use Hitler. You know, he's mean in this area, but he's a go-getter, and we'll use him for his marches or something.
Right.
But those guys probably weren't that cool Ribbentrop, and those guys weren't probably that cool. I don't know. The danger is to always demonize Germany going all the way back. But now we know that World War I was caused by a number of different things, so you really can't do that. But that's how kind of we raised. Was hating Germany was like a cottage industry for me. Not Germany, but hating Nazis were and making fun of Nazis in the Mel Brooks style.
I still have guilt from a party I was at when I was maybe 18 with Amazing Jonathan. And I was like, I think trying to show off for him, and there was a couple of German girls at this party, and I was like trying to be irreverent and, you know.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And I offended them, and I still feel bad to this day. But again, I was trying to like kiss up to Amazing Jonathan by being as edgy as I could, I think.
Oh, by the way, I haven't seen the whole thing, though. I thought what Seth Rogen was saying was great. He's talking about how he was raised. He's just talking about, honestly, just like he's talking about what I remember. We were raised to think that Israel, we were told propaganda, no one was living there. And, he's younger than me, but I mean, I was in a Reform temple, but it was still propaganda. I remember even when I'm listening to it.
I mean, I don't remember ever being distinctly told no one was living there. They just didn't bring it up.
Oh, they brought it up at my temple. They did. They said, now look, kids, I used to do a joke about it. You may have heard, this is all from my act. You may have heard that, we had something to do with the death of Jesus, but we wouldn't have been meeting that night because it was a Passover. We wouldn't have been. Oh, okay. So that was one thing we were taught. And of course, that probably is true that we had nothing to do with it. But the second thing was there was this area. Nobody wanted to live in it. We had these people and they didn't even know how to get things to grow. But the Jews came and they made a marvelous oasis out of the desert.
But they could use a tree.
That's right. And and hence my last version of that joke, where they will now remove a settler from the West Bank in your name, cha-cha. But the point is that I've always hated right-wing Israel. And it's a weird thing because everything is coming to a head in a way. But then the old anti-Semitism is there too. I don't like the old anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
Like people say Soros without even pausing. Soros.
All right.
What was my point? Did I have a good point, or
you were talking about Israeli propaganda to us young.
Right. No, but I'm saying I was thinking it was very
brave. To us in the diaspora.
I thought it was very brave of Seth Rogen to say the truth because the truth is we were propagandized. I remembered very clearly because I didn't go with I remember the intifada. I remember always being very sympathetic to Palestinians. So it was part of my makeup politically to reject militarism or to reject all these things that were said. And so I always rejected, we are chosen people and what's been done to us is way worse than everything. Yes, in that particular war, it's not the way you can separate it at all. You can't separate it all out. It happened. The Holocaust happened. You can't then go, well, the Holocaust happened, but maybe the Jews should have been more patient in 1945 and, we could have given them someplace else. No, this is what happened in the world. This is what happened. And so we have to keep Israel going, but we just can't we have to not acknowledge. We have to get rid of not us, but they have to get rid of Netanyahu, which I think they're going to do.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I've just never connected to the we in Israel and me.
That's true.
But that's that's because I've never really connected to religion in general.
Well, or
so I don't believe in God deciding.
Right.
Where people should live.
I
just, it's just, and even if I believe it's part of the religious belief.
Right.
I just don't, in my heart, it's not a belief of mine, so all of this is intellectual to me. None of it is spiritual, unfortunately, in a way.
It's only spiritual.
And now on the intellectual side, you go, no, this whole thing doesn't work. I don't believe in religious-based states to begin with.
Right.
Even if it's my own, So,
yes.
Already there's an injustice if you have to exclude people from being part of your citizenry in order to keep a tenet of your society. It just doesn't work for me.
No, and I
but I understand intellectually that there would be a Palestinian majority instantly. If the laws in Israel changed, so.
Well, they have to. I thought they were going to. The answer would be two states, right?
That's what I mean. Yeah. There isn't a one-state solution. There isn't a solution where you go, we'll still be Israel, but everyone has rights. It's not.
I heard there's 2 million people now who are Palestinian Israelis who vote.
There is about 20% of the electorate.
So can you imagine how they feel about? I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable what's happening. And it's very hard for me to again, to not personalize it and say I'm going to the West Bank to protect the Palestinians. I mean, it's like in my mind, it's very hard for me to separate. And of course, that's where the pain in my life has come from. It's been like arguing on Twitter over atheism, arguing in this. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I don't feel. It's not like I don't have a dog in this fight. I do, but I don't.
What's your dog in the fight?
Well, it's Jews. I do want the Jewish people to survive. People to
continue.
But I also don't want them. I don't. They aren't behaving very Jewish right now in Israel.
Yeah, and it's problematic. You can't control it. It's problematic.
Yes.
You can't stop these. And then, like, this right wing of the government now in Israel that he's trying to make a thing with, they are Nazis, pretty much.
Pretty much,
they're basically saying Zionist.
They are Jewish supremacists.
He's Jewish supremacists, which actually has a ring to it that's nice when you say it.
being a long time Jewish inferiorist. Yes, that has a nice ring.
But it sticks in my craw that I can't play the downtrodden Jew anymore, and that I can't use my Judaism.
Having the Jews be the bully is not something that sits well.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine when it's like, Benny Leonard, the heavyweight fighter of the 30s.
But it's not good when it's Meyer Kahane. I remember doing material about him where he was like, he said he was murdered. He said one Jewish life is worth 1 million Arab lives. Like, my joke was, wow, how did he get hurt? Why did somebody go after that guy? So I also remember maybe more than you because I'm older. I remember the Jewish Defense League and this kind of desire. I'm not saying my friends, but Jews I did know were, getting militant about that type of thing. And like I told you when I did the Jewish television.
And I grew up, the Yom Kippur War was 1972 and I was born in 1971. So, and that was like the last sort of existential threat.
Right.
To the Jews. So
we're coming to destroy you.
Yeah, so I wasn't alive and, or sentient at least, to have that sort of get behind Israel, folks, because look, they're coming from all sides for them,
Sentient means being self-aware of yourself, right? Being aware that
just awareness in the universe, oneself in the universe, I guess. How I would put it.
Oh, man.
Conscious would have been a better word.
No, nothing is better. Your words, let me tell you something. You're a champ when you come to your words. You're a champ, buddy boy. Admiral Chit Chat.
Use your words, champ.
How come no matter how I'm phony, it's not pleasant? I would think if I would be like if you were like...
Because I think it reminds yourself there's no sincere part ever. There isn't one. It's just jumping from character to character. Where's the real Andy?
You just said there's no real thing. It's just like jumping from character to character. I couldn't even reproduce what you just said.
Yeah, it was just another form of insincerity.
Oh, come on. But you see through
Again, look. Oh, come on. That's not real.
We talked about Droopy this week. We had a back and forth with Droopy, I believe, this week.
On the text chain?
It's very good. I like on the text chain where I'm laughing and I go, holy Christ, if we could bring 1% of this energy to the show.
I know, because here's the thing. On text chains, you leave openings for me.
That's stop.
True. You stop.
It's impossible. I don't want people to get the wrong idea that this is the thing. This is why I never wanted to do the podcast to begin with. I don't want people to think that have issues or I wanted to stay in a world where people think I'm a hero.
Yeah. Well, that's why I would wanted to talk to you about your sincerity, because you only seem to bring your strengths to the table on the podcast. You only...
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm sick of these things where it's like a cry fest or it's a wine jamboree. I don't wear my problems on my sleeve.
Exactly. Stoicism at its finest, Andy Kindler.
This is what I think really steamed Susan. There's a scene in Hacks with Carrot Top, and it's Carrot Top, and she's looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. We just saw this. We saw Carrot Top.
Why was
she
letting you watch it again? Is my question.
Because I think it was this thing. Like, I think she was also consulting with therapists during it. You know,
He's
she gave me
laughing like it's the first
she gave me a
time.
cookie. She gave me a low sugar cookie and said, "Go over there." The more as time goes along, and I don't know how you, I'm going to go out on a limb here. These sugary drinks, no good. They're just not good. Stay away from those shit. But why, as kids, did we love this? That's the thing I don't understand.
It's the sugary part. I can.
Yeah, but why couldn't we, even as children, go? I see this as Nowheresville with the sugar water, where they drink Coca-Cola just like cherry wine. Right? Didn't I get it right?
I was going back for they drink champagne just like it's Coca-Cola.
I wasn't both the king of America. Let me start doing the Elvis now.
It's vintage wine, not cherry wine, by the way. And the king of America.
Oh, like that.
They thought he was the king of America when they pour Coca-Cola just like vintage wine.
No wonder I didn't get the joke. I mean, not the joke, but I do this all the time. I thought they said like cherry wine. No, why would he say cherry wine?
Right.
He's trying to say like vintage wine.
Right. Better line. Better line that way.
Very good. But, right. But it's also absolutely true, right? That we do drink Coca-Cola like it's vintage wine.
Yes.
Yes, Ed.
You just learned the line.
Do you think I'm
I heard the line in 1985 correctly.
The Beatles. Are you going to make a collected greatest hits when we're done, if we're ever done, of just the worst ideas I had? Josh, are you sitting down? Okay.
Slow on the uptake. The Andy Kindler
The Beatles
collection.
How is it spelled? It's not spelled like a silver beetle. They changed it to put a beat, the Beatles, like they're marching to the beat. Yes, stupid. And we'll be back with more of Yes, Stupid.
With more of 60 years later.
Billy Shears. I'm young enough that I actually almost was on the fence about Billy Shears. I almost would have believed if I was slightly more stupid.
What?
Was there really a Billy Shears, and was he really a Paul McCartney impressionist?
No.
But was there a Billy Shears?
I don't think so. I've never heard that piece of trivia if there was.
Well, how about the... Oh, well, you see the finger pointing at Wednesday night at 3 a.m., right? Tell me you don't see that, and I won't believe it. He's pointing to
Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock as the day begins.
Right.
Right. Wednesday morning, 3 a.m. is Simon and Garfunkel. Let's get this straight.
Okay, you've done it 4 times right now. I've gotten it wrong. So that's when they substituted Billy Shears for Paul McCartney. Uh-huh. But why would they do that? Why wouldn't they tell us?
Well, it's a cash cow. You don't slaughter the cash cow. Cash cow like that, you don't eat it all at once.
Oh, that was actually what the media was kind of saying, too, was like they were cashing in. Like, not just that the Beatles were joking about it. They were trying to get it going even more so they can make money. It
was much more they were living beautiful lives and didn't give a shit. Right. I think it was much more the case.
Let me hear. I buried Paul. It's so clear. It's like it could be nothing else.
Unless you would know that it's cranberry sauce, and then it's exactly that.
Well, I hope, wouldn't it be great if there was one? Wouldn't it be great if it really had happened? That, I think, would be great.
It would be great. And it would be even greater if we found out now.
It would be great. And I would like it to happen on the same day.
Maybe on Paul McCartney's autopsy, they do DNA testing. And went, that's not him.
Better yet, they find the studio where the moon landing happened. They find that studio where they shot the moon landing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The people will be...
My theory is they shot it in a studio on the moon.
Hey, it's Eddie Murphy as a bartender. Oh, I don't think that's so good. On the moon?
Hello?
Yeah. I'm still doing Pluto Nash jokes.
I know.
You know,
I'm the last guy who knows what you're referring to.
Well, I always feel like incomplete with my love of Eddie Murphy because I always feel like I loved him. But what do I expect from him? He made all these great movies. What do I want?
I don't know.
What the fuck do I
keep
want?
saying it's hard to stay on board with someone for 40, 45 years.
That's right. But why I'm actually going backwards now and criticizing some of his work when I know he's one of the best. He's a great actor.
He was great. I think he probably still is great in the right thing. I don't think
in the right thing.
I get the feeling from listening to him, he doesn't really give a shit. That he's perfectly happy being kind of lazy and not working.
I almost got cast in Golden Schmeckles. Golden, the one that Bobby Collins. It's not Bobby Collins.
Golden Child?
No, it's a musical that he did.
Chicago?
And Bobby Slayton played. Bobby Slayton played the insult comic in this movie. Golden Child. No, come on. Famous musical.
Dreamgirls?
That's it.
Yes.
Thank you. And here's you know what I almost got it means?
That you weren't anywhere close.
No, I think I did audition for it.
Did you?
That's almost got it.
Gotcha.
To me.
Right, exactly.
So close.
Yes. You were closer than those who didn't audition, for sure.
Absolutely.
Except for people who are offer only.
She honored her offer. She offered her honor. And this is the type of thing that my brother would love. These kind of like, she offered her honor. She honored her offer. And all of that night, I was honor and offer. It was all of those. He loved, for a brief time period, he loved that there was a man from Peru who looked much like a Jew. Ba-bubba da bing, ba-daka da bop, ba-shup, ba-shu, yeshu. I'm just giving you the structure of how it works. You don't...
I think get him some Ogden Nash for Hanukkah.
What is Ogden Nash?
Poet. A little whimsical poet.
Why don't I know him? Why do I not walk around saying George Washington Irving? Yes, I loved what he did. Why am I not like one of those people?
George Washington Irving?
I think it's wrong.
It's not a person. There's Washington Irving.
Washington Irving is, right?
Yes. George Washington also.
So it's easy. Remember when Trump said one of the not Jefferson, who did he say is having a good run? One of the black people from the past.
Oh, Frederick Douglass, I think.
Yeah, he's having a good run. He's doing very well, very well.
Very popular these days.
You know what? It's unbelievable. Here's what I just want to say, Josh. I have to admit, it works. Since I stopped smoking pot in the future this weekend,
right?
I already feel...
You know what I say? Gestures to the universe, man. That's what it's about.
What'd you say?
Gestures to the universe. That's a perfect gesture to the
universe.
Is smoking pot for 2 days a week.
I also would like to have some...
Shows you're aware of your weaknesses, and yet you're choosing a realistic solution to at least address the problem or issue.
I'm almost like a humanitarian or something.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No.
What are you saying? You're saying a good thing. You're saying a good thing that I'm going to take as a... See, I don't...
You're still a narcissist, but...
Holy moly. Here's what I get. Holy moly, Stephen King just annihilated Trump. 6 times match. Defeats Felony Don is open. You know what? I should get into this business. I could pitch it better. Here's the thing. I'm getting 10 calls a day.
Yeah.
From the Southern Poverty Leadership. And I like them.
Law Center.
Yeah, I know. I like the guy who says he knows even when he doesn't know. Yeah, I know that's what it was. I can't be bothered with specifics. But I feel bad, though. I mean, that's a lot of times. I mean, does that mean they're not...
That's 9 people they're not calling.
We need money. It's like I do feel guilty. I mean, it's working. I do feel guilty. I feel like, for example, I gave
write
money
him a check.
I gave money to Harry. All right, asshole. I gave money to Harry Dunn.
Yeah.
I love Harry Dunn.
Sure.
He got defeated in the primary by a pro-Jewish...
Dunn.
Stop being so happy to dance on Harry's grave. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say. This is unbelievable. I feel like...
Not dancing on his grave so much as hitting it with a flagpole.
Where did this laugh come
I don't
from?
know.
Now, here's what I have to do, Josh. I have to today smoke 40 joints. I have to take edibles till 11:59 tonight.
All right.
Edible. Does that count edibles too? Yes, stupid. My wife just
It's Cold Sweat Saturday here at the Kindler house.
A cold sweat Saturday. What do you want to do, honey? I'm very bored. Very bored. What should we do? Let's go play poker.
65 degrees. That's my body temperature.
By the way, I was wrong. Jim Rome on X. It's the biggest thing that's ever happened in my time. I mean, it's really. Why do they go to an area where they show me him all the time? Is that an algorithm?
I think I think you've established enough on Twitter that you're
right.
drawn to the things that annoy you.
So the algorithm has no emotion to it. The algorithm doesn't say good or bad, good or bad.
No. It plays on your emotions.
It's unbelievable. It's a kick in the teeth when I realize that I'm actually, and I would never think I would be susceptible to those kind of things. I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry about that. Any letters? We have any letters? Anything that people wrote in? Dear Andy. I love the new direction.
You were wrong about the A. Whitney Brown story.
Well, I was wrong about that. And the reason why I was wrong about it, because I didn't get Chevy Chase. If you remember that Chevy Chase is there, of course, that's the whole story, is Chevy Chase is the biggest asshole in the world, and he's a big star, so that would drive him nuts. Two people coming up to that group and saying, Lauren, I'm a big fan.
Yes.
I heard what you were doing. See, you were doing what I couldn't do. You're looking through things and still hearing me.
Yes, I was.
That's impossible. That's why I couldn't do the letters every week. Schmoopy the Bing Bing says, Binky Gaga says, Tom Tom. Oh, but then I saw Tom Tom the Tom 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 Tom.
Yeah.
And I get very wistful eyes. I get wistful eyes. I get
scattered pictures
of the smiles we've left behind.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Smiles we learned to give each other.
Like cherry wine.
With the only thing, it's not like a big deal. I just got the words wrong with the meaning, for the actual meaning.
Right, exactly.
It's not cherry wine, because that would mean cherry wine would be more like Coca-Cola, you dumb, stupid. I'm very angry at my ears.
Yeah.
Very angry. Do you get the same things, pop-up ads, where it's the same woman? Hi. Audiologist says, I'm hearing, because it's my age, right?
I think so.
What?
What?
I think so.
Uh-huh.
You don't know what it's like to lose your hearing. Huh? I'm telling you. I feel like one of those rock stars in the 60s who stood next to the bass amp too long.
Well, you notice how you hear everything I say when you have things in your ears?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
No, but you don't notice, because my father didn't know, nor did my mother know. Right. My father was worse. But when you hear Larry King at 70 billion decibels, that's when you have to say, Dad. And he finally did get some hearing aids.
Yeah.
One was named Jose.
What did he say, Jose?
I'm very impressed with myself. Normally, I didn't say normally. Normally, after an hour, I fade. You fade. And I'm trying. Right. I'm tired from holding you on Fridays. Oh my God, tired of holding you. But now you've come up to my level of total profession. Here's what you get: total professionalism. The best listener in the business. Kind to a fault. And obviously well endowed, because I wouldn't be making fun of my penis so much if I didn't have a heavy hitter down there.
Have a good weekend, Stoney.
Lullaby and good night. You're a stupid little baby.